Real quick before we dive into today's video, we have another special announcement. Trade the Pool has decided to sponsor this video with 5 20K limited edition challenge accounts. And all you have to do to enter this giveaway is like, comment, and subscribe. The winners of the giveaway are going to be announced in the next video, so make sure you stay tuned for that as well. And with that being said, enjoy today's interview. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Prop Firm Match, your trusted resource for all things prop firms related. Today, we have another special video for you. We are joined by Michael, the CEO of Trade the Pool. And today we're going to be picking his brain, asking him a lot of questions, and he's going to be sharing with us his experience and everything that he can with us in the prop firm space. So Michael, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
Awesome.
To be here. Yeah.
We are happy as well. For those who are watching you for the first time or may not be familiar with your background or your story, do you want to just share with us a little bit about your background and how you got into all of this altogether?
Yeah, for sure. I got into trading in my early 20s. I guess because of my father, he was self-employed, had his own business, and I always thought about how can I not be in this 9-to-5 job. And my ex-girlfriend at the time bought me Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Yeah, that's a great book. And from there, I'm introduced to basically the stock market and started to learn. It took me like 2 years to learn it from scratch. Did a whole lot by myself, YouTube and other videos. And YouTube was like in the beginning of it, right? So not a lot of videos were there. Read a lot of books, a lot of articles, and just dived in. And I'm coming from a background of a gamer, right? I used to play a lot of 3D shooters or one-person shooter. It felt very comfortable to be in that situation when I started to day trade stocks because the computer, the fast keyboard, all of those things I was very familiar with. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That is amazing. So that's a very interesting background that you were in stocks. You read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. You also come from a gaming background. That's a very, very interesting background and definitely the first that I've heard. What exactly inspired you to start this company and this venture?
I mean, Trade the Pool, obviously, I've been in the game for like 17 years now in the trading industry. Here in a local city, I actually was one of the head of the traders in a local prop firm. Mm-hmm. So already we're very familiar with all the how it works thing. And once Gil, the founder, gave me a call, we decided to kick it off. It was pretty simple and it made sense to do that because, let's face it, trading, it's a lonely game, right?
Yeah.
I had years when I sat down in front of a computer with my cat and just traded every day. It's getting boring and it's also very lonely. You're not speaking to anyone. Mm-hmm. You don't have any mentor, at least back at the time. I didn't have any mentor, someone that will guide me or tell me what I did wrong or right. And of course, I didn't have enough money at the beginning. So capital-wise, I had a lot of issues of trading properly. Mm-hmm. So it just made sense to just change the industry and start giving stock traders, the opportunity to really have enough capital to trade someone else's money. So detaching the part of money from trading, so you're only focusing on execution and risk management. So it was a no-brainer for both of us to just run with it and create Trade the Pool. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. So I guess my next question to you would be, how do you feel your experience, and everything that you've gone through so far, how do you think that helped you in building this? And what are some of the core values that Trade the Pool stands for that I guess you have that you've been able to implement into this?
Yeah, so first thing is to support traders, just give value to our traders. We're doing that from day one. Anyone that joined Trade the Pool, for example, automatically can choose for free access to one of our partners platform, right? Like Trade IDs, a scanning platform, Bookmap, TraderSync, TrendSpider. We basically automatically first day we collaborated with those guys in order to give more to our traders. Mm-hmm. So once you sign to Trade the Pool, you can actually have free access to their platforms as well. So that will give you another edge in your trading. We have live trading room. We have very active Discord community. On our newsletter, like every Sunday that we send our newsletter, we always talk about strategy, how to improve about risk management, how to improve your psychology, all of those aspects. And of course, the trading platform, we give scalpers a chance. The program that we build are based on my experience basically as a trader. So I always look into that from the trader's perspective. And I guess that's what actually changing or making the right call for that.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. So that's really cool. And I love the fact that you mentioned how, that obviously from your experience as a trader who was trading stocks, that you use all of that to do what you're doing now. So it's kind of the same question, but I want to ask you, why did you focus specifically on stocks, and how does that benefit the traders of Trade the Pool?
I mean, because I'm coming from a background of a stock trader, also trade futures, but mostly, at least for many, many years, it was stock trading. It made sense to go in that direction. And, especially you're very familiar with the industry of prop firm, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right now, there is no a real prop firm that actually provides stock trading. So there are maybe others on futures and Forex, of course, many of those. But when we thought about it, it made sense because we said, okay, there is no one that does stock. Let's go ahead and do that. And of course, because of my background, it was a match.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. I think, I started off with trading stocks actually before I got into Forex and everything else. And I remember my first day getting completely wiped in the market, you know what I mean? But like you said, learning to trade stocks and stuff gives you a different sense of understanding of, fundamentals, discipline, and all these different core values that are good for you as a person that you can translate in other parts of your life. So that's amazing. Obviously, being one of the few stock trading prop firms, obviously that sets you guys apart. But what else do you think separates Trade the Pool from other prop firms?
Yeah, of course, with no disrespect to other prop firms, of course, because everyone is doing a great job, most doing a great job. Of course, we provide the platform for stock traders with very much enough buying power to work with in the market, $260,000 from 20 to 260. So that's totally enough. We trade real shares. It's not CFDs. So it's literally the underlying. So that's also great. We have 12,000 symbols, ETFs, so you can literally trade anything. So even if you like to trade gold, you can trade either the ETF with us or stocks related to gold, right?
Mm-hmm.
You trade in oil, you can do the same. Trade oil ETF or basically companies related to energy. So, or if you trade in futures, you can trade the QQQ, the SQQQ, the TQQQ. We give you a lot of options to do so. Also, the penny stocks, there are a lot of traders that love to trade penny stocks and shorting them. So there is no hard to borrow on our platform. You can literally click the mouse key and you're in. So that's also a great advantage that currently we're the only one that offering that. And of course, as I said, trying always to push our company to the next level. As a trader, you always looking to improve, right? You check your stats, you learn more about strategies, about the risk. We're literally doing the same thing here every day. We're looking to improve and push ourselves to the limit in order to bring the traders more advantage and the edge that everyone is looking for in order to become profitable. And we see that every day. There are traders that on their personal account will lose money. They will tell me on the interview, I'm not making money on my personal broker account, but with you, I'm making 5, 10, 20,000 a month. So
wow,
we're doing a change and I love it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You guys, from what you've mentioned, have a lot of different benefits and things that you are including in your prop firm to give traders the best tools and resources that, they can use to give them the best results and advantage in the market, which is absolutely lovely. So for those who, again, are not familiar with this space, can you walk us through what it's like trading with Trade the Pool from, let's say, the stage of challenge to funding?
Yeah, for sure. So basically you sign up like any other prop, you pay for assignment or a challenge, right? You will start trading on a simulator account. Currently, as we speak, we have one program related to day traders and the other one related to swing traders. So if you want to hold overnight, you can do that as well. You choose your buying power between $20,000 to $260,000. And you have 45 days to pass the evaluation on the day trade at least. You have 45 days to pass the challenge. You start trading, you need to make 1.5 more than your daily maximum loss. So let's say if you're willing to lose, if you have 900 to lose, you need to make 1,350. So basically 1.5 more than that. And you have, of course, the risk boundaries that you need to work accordingly, like in any other prop firm. Once you reach that level or the target, our risk department will start working on your account, check that everything is correct, and that's it. From there, you go through an interview with me or one of the team, and you're good to go with the funded account. Our profit split goes between 70-30, actually 50-50, all the way to 80-20.
Wow. Okay, so hearing about the profit splits and everything that you just mentioned, how does Trade the Pool manage risk considering all the capital and leverage that it's offering and all these tools and resources? How does Trade the Pool, manage their risk?
Yeah, so I guess obviously this is the hardest part in the game because you have so much complexity here. On one end, you have guys trading on a simulator account, so it's a simulator, that's fine. But once they get to the funded phase, we need to understand which one we're going to take to the market. We're not going to take everyone to the market. We need to understand that he is a profit or she a profitable trader and will have enough consistency in order for us to make money on this. We basically build profiles and trying to put you in the right profile in order to understand what type of trader are you. So for example, if you're shorting penny stocks, right? And you're not trading 100 shares, you're trading 5,000 shares and shorting penny stocks, you are, as we call it, aggressive trader. So on the aggressive trader, we know how much capital we want to put in order to take you to the market and the risk, basically, we want to go with you on a specific day, a specific trade, and generally about the account. If you trade in 50 shares of Tesla or Q's or Amazon, that will be a tech profile, which means although you like the volatility, you work with very small risk, right? Analyzing the average risk that you take in per trade. Those kind of elements will basically give us the right profile to understand the type of trader that you are. And from there, we understand how much we want to risk in the real market, basically.
Wow, that sounds really good. And it seems like you guys have really thought through this process and checked every angle and gone through everything to make sure that this is still a good opportunity for traders, but also you're able to manage, like you said, the risk on your side and make sure everything works properly. Can you share some success stories of traders who have used Trade the Pool and, their lives have changed or their trading has changed? You touched on it a bit earlier, but could you go a little deeper into that?
Sure thing, yeah. So basically, once you pass the evaluation or reach the target, you go through an interview either with me or one of the guys. And then we have this first interview. And in most cases, we will have another interview, obviously, if the trader wants it. And we'll talk about the payout, right? About the situation where you actually reached your profit and actually got paid. So we do have great stories to tell. Traders that made 5K or $1,000 and he lives in Brazil, for example, or in India, where $1,000 will be huge for anyone in a month. And we had traders that put 50K in the US, and it's also amazing and cover at least like 6 months of living or 8 months of living right in the States. So the main thing here is amazing to see that without us on the broker account, as I said, they didn't make money. With us, they're making money. And from time to time, there are traders that will say, why do you need those risk rules, the boundaries? And they won't like it at first. But when a trader talk to me after he passed the evaluation or after he got paid, he actually say thank you about it, because that's what actually got him to the phase of the funded or the payout. Because like I said, when you trade in your own account, you don't have daily pause, right? You can easily blow your account in one day. When we actually stop you at level $1,000 a day, you can come back next day and actually pull yourself out of that. Something that on your personal account you can, in most cases, you cannot do. Just on the mentality side of it, right? And that's the best thing. So I don't want to say we changed life, although some of them probably we did. But we at least put them in a stage where they say, you know what, I'm making money from the market. And this is something that obviously every one of us want to do.
Absolutely.
As a trader. And yes.
Yeah.
So we are able to be part of that process or that journey for the trader.
Absolutely. And I think that's just a beautiful thing. How does Trade the Pool ensure that the trading conditions or the experience with Trade the Pool is seamless? Because you guys mentioned that you have people who trade penny stocks, and some who trade are day traders, and some who are swing traders. And so sometimes, depending on how aggressive or laid back the trading style is, you know what I mean, the experience can be a little bit different. So how do you guys ensure that the experience is seamless, and what support do you offer as a prop firm?
So I guess first of all is always working on improving the system, the trading platform, and the quotes, the market data, because when you're thinking of forex, you get in your quotes from, let's say, a broker, a liquidity provider, and that's it. In our case, it's a little bit, let's say, bigger or harder, because you go into the NASDAQ and you need to get the license from there and then get the quote through an aggregator that basically normalize the feed, and then it's sent to the trading platform, and then you go to the New York Stock Exchange and get their data, and the CBOE and get their data. There's a whole lot of mix of that, and it's not like 50 symbols, it's like 12,000 symbols. So you need to make sure that everything works accordingly. We did have some technical issues in the past. We are working all the time to improve and push ourselves, as I said, more and more. And I'm pretty happy with what we currently have. But like I said, as a trader, we always want the next step, right?
Yeah.
So working on that, one thing. And of course, we have our support team 24/7, in-house and remote, that covering everything, including our Discord community, which will help you on anything. So either you have an issue, so you have a bot or a live chat or a ticket, or if you need help in your trading, you can easily use our community in order to get you to the next level. We have the live trading room. We have PDFs that we created about topics in the trading world. Crash course that we have about pre-market and scanning. We did, it's called deep dive that we did, a huge event, 8 hours of live streaming content that we brought all of our sponsors, all of our partners as well to work with us and talk about trading. So we always doing webinars and stuff like that, support our traders to push them. That's every day thinking about what to do next and how to make it better.
Yeah, wonderful. And speaking of what to do next, you've mentioned all the things you do to help traders, all the resources you provide, the different conditions, and obviously you guys are managing this juggernaut of a system. It begs the question, how has the vision of Trade the Pool evolved over time, and what are the future goals or plans for the firm?
Yeah, that's a big one. I mean, we started, first of all, for maybe the guys that listen in, we are part of the Fivers, one of the biggest and most reliable company in the Forex industry that's been around for like 9 or 10 years. So part of that, we have the same concept or the same values. So when we started, we knew right from the get-go where we want to head, what we want to do. Of course, we needed to understand, the small thing, which platform to use, how to get the data, as I said, to get this communication with the exchanges, with the partners and all of those things, and focus on awareness. Because like I said, there aren't any prop firms right now that are offering 12,000 symbols and focusing on stocks at least. And because of that, lots of people just don't know about us, right? They don't know there is a solution like that for day traders focused on brand awareness, basically, in that case. So we had a few programs, tiers. We added more. We changed some of the rules. We actually just launched limited edition mini buying power with 20,000 buying power, which we actually decreased the profit target. So you can easily become a funded trader and get familiar with the platform and the situation on how to become a funded. And besides that, we also have a free trial, for example. So this is also something that we added. We had a lot of competition, trading competition. I love doing that because you see, first of all, it's fun to do that. It's more of a community thing, right? The leaderboard, all of the gamification stuff. Because I'm coming from this background, I love to play with it. We did those kind of stuff.
There's also an increase in the rise of fintech and things like that. And how do you think that will affect proprietary trading with firms in the future? Do you think the rise of fintech will impact it, or you think it's just going to help it smoothly progress?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely see, for example, AI, right? So we're working with AI and looking to implement it more and more to tools in general, in-house, but also for the traders. Like I said, I cannot share a whole lot on
Yeah, of
this one,
course.
but we are working on a very big project on that, on the AI thing. And it's funny because the other day I thought about the process of the market, right?
Hmm.
We used to have on the Silky Way, they traded rice or whatever they did back then. And then you had the exchanges, and in the peak, they yelled at each other and sell and bought. And then you have your banks and the broker, and now you have prop firm. So the cycle is, or the evolution of the industry is really cool. And right now it's the prop evolution, right? Because it doesn't make sense, at least in the stock industry, it doesn't make sense to go to a broker, put $5,000 or 10, or if you in the States, you need to put 25K in order
Hmm.
to pass the PDT rule. And it doesn't make sense to do that. Put $97 in evaluation, go even 10 times, even do it 10 times, spend $1,000, right? Pass the evaluation, become a funded trader. It makes more sense instead of paying the broker and losing your money eventually because you traded your own capital. So, which this is what we are doing right now.
Yeah, for sure. And it's very interesting that you mentioned all those things, because I was going to ask you next as well. Like, so with all these things that have already happened that you've mentioned, where we started with rice and then in the pit and all these things, and now we're here with prop firms, what do you think will be the most, I guess, technological advancement within the next 5 years that might impact trading as a whole, or the prop firm space?
Yeah, I guess that the next one will be something that we've probably seen already. At least in the stock market, it's like 70-80% is algos, right? Algo trading. So it's just pushing more to that area where they're actually using more AIs to create, instead of writing your own code, it will be much more easier and more accessible to others to jump into the trading world. We saw that in the pandemic, right? During COVID, there was a massive increase of new traders coming to the market because you were at home and didn't have a whole lot to do or looking for an extra income. You jumped into the market, or the GameStop situation when we had a few years ago. So now we're getting a whole lot of new accessibility because of the AI. You don't need to know how to write a code, and you can create pretty easily, even with ChatGPT. You can create strategy and start working with that. So I'm guessing we will see more volume coming in now as we continue to grow with the AI industry.
For sure, for sure. And you mentioned that you have some traders that have come into the space during the time of the pandemic and things like that. And we talked a little bit earlier as well about some of the trading styles and preferences. So some people do penny stocks, some are day traders, swing traders, and things of that nature. I want to ask you, as the CEO of Trade the Pool, just out of your own maybe insight of what you've observed, what are some of the most common trading mistakes that you see traders making?
I guess the first one would be oversizing, going too big, too fast. Obviously, traders coming into the evaluation, some of them are just trying to click the mouse key and win it all at once, right? One lucky trade. First of all, we don't have that option because we're looking for consistency. So we have rules of consistency. So we are eliminating those type of traders because I'm not looking for those. But we do see that. The other part is just, like I said, oversizing, meaning that if you get in, let's say, the ultimate buying power, $260,000 buying power, some of them are going all in and using the full buying power instead of basically understanding, okay, I got enough buying power to work with. It doesn't mean that I need to do that every trade, right? I can trade with 10K of buying power, or 20 or 50. I don't really need to use all of that, and some of them not thinking like that. So some of them are just risking it all, oversized trade. And other than that, you got the classic one, over trading, right? Just clicking the mouse key. You don't have a setup, you don't see anything on the chart. The market go flat, but you're still clicking the mouse key just to be in a trade. So those kind of elements repeat itself over and over again with some traders. I guess you learn over time, especially when it comes to evaluations. You adapt a little bit differently, right? Because like you said, you traded on stocks broker account, right? And you don't have any rules. You can risk whatever you want. You can do literally whatever you want. No one will talk to you. But when it comes to trading in a prop, you actually have those risk boundaries, and you need to adjust and modify your strategy and the risk rules so it will fit right and you can pass the evaluation. So this is something that also from time to time will take a little bit longer than just passing on one attempt.
Yeah, I agree for sure. There's a lot of things that, like you said, and this is why prop firm, I believe prop firms in general have just become such a positive impact in the industry at this time, because like you mentioned earlier in the beginning, we didn't have anybody to tell us, don't trade that much, don't click the button, be disciplined. Now with prop firms, because of the rules and the consistency, you have to adapt to having that risk management mindset of being disciplined enough to say, okay, let me sit this one out. Let me enter on a proper position or a proper setup and things of that nature. So that's really, really cool to hear. I want to switch gears a little bit. I want the audience to get to know you a little bit. You are one of I feel like it's kind of rare to see a CEO who's been on both sides. Right? You were a trader before, and now you're the CEO of a prop firm, which is such an incredible feat. Let's talk a little bit about the early stages. What were some of the challenges you faced when you were starting this journey with this company or building this prop firm that you have now?
Yeah. So first of all, started to trade because I had the background as the head of the traders here in a local prop firm. Mm-hmm. That was a huge advantage for me because I already knew how it works and how to set up the right rules in order to keep the guys within the niche, within the boundaries. We had about 70 traders in a local prop firm, and those guys had boundaries, had a certain risk for each one of them. So I already came with the knowledge. Luckily, I came with the knowledge for Trader Pool to basically operate that. So I guess that was a good one on our side, but the challenges were definitely understanding the scale because, here I had the 70 traders that I worked with every day, but when coming to Trader Pool, it's worldwide. So there is no limit to the number of traders. And it's funny because sometimes I'm talking to traders and they talking about their specific account, let's say risk management about their specific account, but they're not thinking about the whole company, right? Of course, they won't, but the thing is, when it comes to trading with Trader Pool, when we have thousands of traders every single day and hundreds of funded traders that going into the market, you got to understand how to actually work with that and scale up as you continue to grow. Something that I didn't have at the beginning, and obviously that's a big challenge that we all trading, or not trading, but actually learning every day how to work with.
Yeah. Wow. That's very, very interesting. I kind of want to pivot there and ask you, and so what do you think traders need to focus on, or what do you think they need to become a successful trader?
Again, if talking about trading with Trader Pool, like in a prop, the focus should be also, regardless if it's Trader Pool or not, the focus shouldn't be on the money side. One of the things that got me into the phase, probably the most important element that I had back in the days, it was once I clicked the mouse key and deleted the window of the P&L. It sounds crazy maybe, but once I deleted the P&L from my account, the game changed because now I'm not focusing on looking at the dollar. I'm focusing on the trading, on the execution. So this is by far a huge tip that anyone can do. It's hard to do that because you want to look at your dollar, right? You want to see the P&L go up or down, mostly up. But once you click the mouse key and delete that, you are focusing on what's important, and that's executing the right trade, manage the trade the right way. So that's one thing. The other one, take it slow. Just, the market will be here tomorrow and the next day. Even if you miss that amazing trade, you will see another amazing trade next week. So just focus on trading, start slow, building your position. And one of the stuff that at least works for me the best way is scaling into the position. Like if you're talking technical, instead of clicking the mouse key and going all in, build your position. Take a 20% risk at first out of the total 100%, add a little bit more, and more until you get to that 100% risk that you're willing to take. Once you're doing that, you will see much more success in my eyes, at least, than clicking the mouse key and going all in.
Yeah, again, I agree 1,000%. I think you shared some really good gems, and I hope that those who are listening are really taking them up, because one of the things you mentioned, one of the gems that you dropped in this conversation was not looking at the P&L. That changed a lot for me as well. So again, you've dropped a lot of gems, and I hope people are soaking it up. All right. So Michael, I've been kind of dying to ask you this question since we started the interview. I think it's time we got to talk a little bit more mano a mano. All jokes aside, I just want to know, what do you think about Prop for Match, and what do you think Prop for Match means to the industry?
First of all, it's amazing. I know Martin, the founder, the CEO, he's been with us also as a trader, got to the funded phase as well. I actually did an interview with him once he passed the evaluation. So Martin is great. And I think the concept of what you bring to the market is huge, because especially when it comes to the prop industry or in any industry, you need someone that will say the truth, and the traders can go look into that website and those reviews and actually say, you know what, these guys are actually putting it out there for the traders. You're basically doing what we talked about, bringing value to the traders. Instead of providing capital, you're providing the insight, which account, which prop, which company you should work with. So you're doing a great job on this one, and I love it. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And after, those kind words and feedback, we would like to also know, what do you think Prop for Match could work on or improve on?
Obviously, I would love to see, like I said, more stock. I wouldn't say promoting, but more stock related content. The futures and the Forex industries are huge. And of course, you have a lot of those things on the website. I would love to share more knowledge through PropFirm about stock trading, and maybe bring, more guys into that.
We do appreciate everything. We're trying to, obviously, as a company, improve and just make things better. So that really means a lot to us. I kind of want to end off here with just a little more insight from you, because, we're fascinated by your experience, the way you think, and everything that you're doing in the industry. I want to know, what are some of your personal habits that help you to focus and maintain the success that you've attained, or just maintain the flow or the state that you're in?
Nice. I guess habits, although it's kind of hard to change them, but over time, if you shift your mind and work a tiny bit every day on those, you will see the change, right? And I'm a guy that wake up at 5 a.m. I love doing that. Meditation, of course, it's always help you to focus. Doesn't matter if it's trading or not. It makes sense. When you're doing that, it makes sense. You feel like you're in the right point or in the zone. So those habits are definitely works for me. I'm also vegan. I don't know if it helps or not, but for me at least, I feel it's the right way. So those habits in general, and going to bed a little bit early than usual, at least back in the days when I would stay up at 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. Now these days I'm trying at least to go a little bit early. So wake up in the morning, early morning, do a little bit of training, and then start the day. And that's on the personal level, the habits. Regarding to trading habits, then the main thing for me is just being prepared. If you have your plan and really prepared what you want to see and what you want to trade, you will see a dramatic increase in your success rate. What I do is just go to the chart, analyze it the way I do, and literally not just mark the levels, but also drawing exactly the story that I want to see. Once you're doing that and you come back to the chart and see that this is exactly now your entry, you just click the mouse key and it's so simple. You don't need to be afraid of the outcome, because you know that this is exactly what you planned and what you wanted to see. So it will automatically increase your trading success, because you are now clicking the right setups and not just inventing something that is not there,
Yeah. 100%. And just hearing you talk about your routine, and even your the fact that you still actively trade, I can still see the excitement and the passion for trading and what you do as a CEO. I absolutely love it. I want to, I guess, finish off here by asking you, since you still have that burning passion, I can imagine you mentioned earlier you have a bunch of plans for the firm. Are there any upcoming features or tools that you're going to be bringing to Trade the Pool that you're excited about?
There are tons of them. I cannot share, but there are tons of them. We are working on different markets as well. We want to bring traders the opportunity to trade their local markets as well. I know the guys in India really loved having this, and in the UK, we want to bring that to the traders too, not just the US market as we currently do. And like I said, there are many other features that we're going to add pretty soon. Each one of them, we're really working hard to develop and not just put it out there, but actually thinking of all the angles to really bring more value to the traders that are going to use that.
Yeah, I definitely can't wait. Sounds like, there's a lot brewing up. So I'm excited to see all the things that we couldn't talk about today. Michael, any last words before we take it off here?
The only thing is, for those that listen in right now and maybe you're trading Forex or future, come check us out. We have 14 days free trial, so you can just test the system, understand what we're doing. We have a huge, and still working on that, educational materials that will teach you the trading platform and, the transition from a future or Forex trader to stock trader, all the nuances that you need to know. But other than that, the chart is the same chart and the risk management is the same. So once you understand those glossaries, you can actually start trading.
Amazing. Michael, where can the people find you if they want to reach you on any social media platforms?
Yeah, so I'm on Twitter, Michael TTP, also on our Discord, and email me as well, feel free.
Awesome. Michael, once again, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us. Thank you for joining us today. And for everybody watching, thank you for choosing Prop for Match. Take care, everyone.